What's going on, guys? It's Bandit Phoenix here, back again with another topical video. So today I thought I would talk about the idea of cosplaying obscure characters versus more popular characters. I have a decent amount of experience of cosplaying as both, and I kind of wanted to share my personal experiences with cosplaying these kinds of characters and the differences I've noticed, and kind of what to expect when you cosplay them. So first of all, I will talk about cosplaying more popular characters, and I'll explain sort of the characters that I've cosplayed that are more popular and kind of what I've experienced depending on which ones I've cosplayed. So some of the more popular characters and series that I've cosplayed from include characters like Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist, Kamiki Suo from Ouran High School Host Club, Zoe Hanji from Attack on Titan, Genos from One Punch Man, and so on. For some reason it got super bright outside, and this is the show where we never have consistent lighting, so I'm gonna look like an actual phantom. I guess it lives up to the name of Phantom Phoenix. Anyways, so when it comes to cosplaying really popular characters like this, getting a lot of attention is a given. I definitely have gotten a lot of attention when I'm cosplaying Edward Elric and Death the Kid, and these just so happen to be two of my favorite cosplays to wear to conventions, solely because I love, not that I love getting attention, but I mean, who doesn't love getting attention, but I love the interactions that I have with people, and these are two characters that are so fun to have interactions with people with, and to have kind of in-character reactions and interactions. It's really fun. So when you cosplay more mainstream popular characters, it's obviously a given that a lot of people are going to recognize the character and ask for your picture and all that kind of stuff. The next thing is going to be talking about more obscure characters. So I've cosplayed a good handful of more obscure characters. Lesser cosplayed characters from even popular anime, or just straight up obscure characters, or just things that people don't typically cosplay. So I've cosplayed characters, the more obscure characters from shows like Italia, like Denmark and Austria. I've also cosplayed from animes that barely anybody has ever heard of, like Snow White with the Red Hair, and I've also cosplayed from games that are barely known, like Dark Cloud. These cosplays are still really fun to do in their own respect. While you may not get a ton of attention, the attention that you do grab from people that do recognize what you're from, you are going to get so much more love and appreciation from those people than just the amount that you would get from other people that see you cosplaying as Edward Elric, because Edward Elric is a really cool, popular character, but he is cosplayed quite a bit, so if you go to a convention and you see Edward Elric cosplayers, it's definitely no surprise that you see Edward Elric cosplayers because you're at an anime convention. But if someone is cosplaying from that one series that you've never seen cosplays from, you're probably going to give them a lot more attention and a lot more love because, oh my god, that person is cosplaying from that thing I love and I never see cosplay from it. So both kinds of cosplays are really rewarding in their own sense. With the more popular characters, you do gain a lot more attention and a lot of fun interactions with people where you can interact with them in character. Whereas with more obscure characters, you definitely get a lot more attention from the people that do recognize what you're from, and a lot more love and appreciation for what you're doing. And sometimes you may be surprised with how many people may know what you're cosplaying from. I was seriously so surprised when I decided to cosplay as Toan from Dark Cloud. When I had the plan to do this cosplay, I had told my brother about it, and he said, well, you know, no one's gonna know what that is, right? I didn't care because I still cosplay for me. I don't cosplay things that I know will get attention. I do cosplays because I want to do them. That's why the main reason I pick cosplays is because I love the character, I love the show, I love the game. That's why I cosplay. I don't cosplay to get attention. If I were to cosplay to get attention, I'd be going to every single convention dressed as Zoe Hanji and Naruto. Even though I don't really like those shows or cosplays as much as other costumes, so I wouldn't be having as much fun. Anyways, back on topic. So, I was already told by my brother that no one was going to know what it was, and this particular game, it's kind of hard to find that much information about it, or I even had a lot of trouble finding reference photos for this because it's not a very popular game when it comes to the internet. A lot of people don't cover the game, don't really seem like they know that it exists, but it is kind of one of those games that a lot of people actually have played. They just kind of push it to the back of their minds and don't really talk about it. When I first wore this to SAC Anime for the first time, I was overwhelmed with the amount of people that actually recognized it, and I was so surprised that so many people recognized it, and people were so happy and appreciative that I did this cosplay. I had so many people say, "Oh my gosh, Dark Cloud, I love Dark Cloud, you're awesome." So that's, even though you may not get as much attention if you're cosplaying from Naruto, you're still gonna get really quality attention from the people that do recognize you. Something I did also notice, I will use kind of the examples of my Attack on Titan cosplay and my Hitaya cosplay, because I cosplay them one right after the other, and the kinds of attention that I got from each were pretty different, but both rewarding in their own senses. So for my Attack on Titan cosplay, I definitely did get a lot of attention, not just because I was cosplaying from Attack on Titan, but I did have the full 3D maneuvering gear, which only a couple of other people at that convention that I wore it to actually had. So I did get a lot of attention and people asking for pictures. The main difference between these two cosplays is, one, I had a lot of people asking to take my pictures for my Attack on Titan cosplay because a lot of people loved the costume and loved how it looked and just loved that I made the entirety of it. With my Dynamite cosplay, I had a lot of people, so much more people, ask me for hugs and just gave me really warm compliments than asking for pictures, because a lot more people were just appreciative that I was cosplaying a character that wasn't typically represented in the cosplay community. So a lot of people just were super happy that I was doing that and asked for hugs. So yeah, both kinds of cosplays are super rewarding, and you know, you should never feel like you're more inadequate. If you're cosplaying from something obscure, you should never feel more inadequate than that one person who's cosplaying really well from Naruto. Because at the end of the day, you should be cosplaying what you want to cosplay. You shouldn't be cosplaying because, oh, this is going to be a really popular cosplay and everyone's going to recognize me, I should cosplay it. If you want to cosplay that thing and you also have the mindset of, wow, a lot of people will recognize this cosplay, then go for it. But if you are only doing a cosplay because you think a lot of people will recognize it and give you attention for it, that's probably not the right mindset to be in. Even though this cosplay will warrant a lot of attention and get a lot of people looking at you, it's not really worth it unless you're having fun. You still should cosplay what you want to cosplay because, you know, it's your decision. You're the person who's choosing what to cosplay, and you're the one who's wearing the cosplay, so you should be the one who's having fun in the costume. And your personal experiences for what you cosplay and how much fun you'll have cosplaying those things really differ from person to person. There are cosplays that you will wear that you may not realize how much fun you'll have wearing. Like when I first made my Death the Kid cosplay, it was definitely something I wanted to make and was gonna have, I was gonna have fun wearing it, and I knew I was. But I didn't know how much fun I would have wearing that costume because the sheer amount of just reactions from people and character interactions I had with people was so much fun. And Death the Kid is possibly my favorite character to personally wear to conventions because, again, the fact that his character, he has so much character in the show, and, there's a lot of jokes about, the OCD-ness of his, things needing to be symmetrical, that is what everyone plays off of at conventions, and it's a really easy joke and a really easy thing to do at conventions. Like if you see a Death the Kid cosplayer, you're gonna be like, your hair is not symmetrical, and have fun with them. And it's really fun to be in character and pretend to have a complete mental breakdown in the middle of the dealer's room, which I have done, and it was really fun. And then characters like Edward Elric are super fun to cosplay because, he has the whole height complex thing where if he gets called short, he has this complete freak out. So when you walk around at a convention dressed as Edward Elric, you're gonna get a lot of people yelling short jokes at you. And if you're lucky, you might even have Vic Mignogna call you up this week. Link to that story time in the description below. And then it's really fun to have character reactions to when people call you a short pipsqueak, and then other people's reactions to you having an accurate character reaction to their comment makes them super happy and makes them laugh, and that's really fun, and just something really rewarding that I find with cosplay, because if you look at the word cosplay, it's costume play. So it's supposed to imply that you're role-playing as the character that you're cosplaying. And that's one of the fun things about cosplay for me. The reasoning that you may find a cosplay fun will differ from person to person. I enjoy wearing characters that have a lot of character and have a lot of easy jokes to make because people will make them, and then it's really fun to have in-character reactions to make that person laugh. You may love characters that are really dark and brooding, and because you can act that way really easily. And you just may like wearing a character because, you know, it's a fun character to wear and you don't really care for all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really up to you. But both popular characters and obscure characters all have their perks depending on what you're cosplaying. In conclusion, cosplay what you want to cosplay, make sure that you're having fun with what you're cosplaying, and just don't let peer pressure or the fact that this thing is too popular and you're not allowed to cosplay it, or that thing is too obscure and you're not allowed to cosplay it. Don't let those kinds of things determine what you do and don't cosplay. Again, you are an individual. You are the one who's making the costume or buying the costume. Go out and make or buy that costume if you really, really want to wear it. So yeah, that was sort of my video about obscure versus popular characters. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and leaving a like and comment down below. And also follow me on all my social media, which is linked in the description as well. And I will see you guys in the next video.